formula for Mizzou. However, something to look forward to in this game is that A&M controlled the glass, and you would expect they would do that in this game today.
They dominated the glass, and defensively they contained and they forced Missouri into not the shots they wanted. They got after them, chased them off the line, made them shoot runners. Wasn't a comfortable night for this Missouri team down in College Station.
Missouri, of course, a different team in this building, 14-2 at home. And 19-7 overall. Somebody's going to hit win number 20 tonight. Will it be the Aggies of Texas A&M or the Tigers of Mizzou? Coleman jumping center against Carter. Carter wins the tip. We're underway. It's another sellout crowd here at the Zoo.
Great matchup, man-to-man A&M. Now they will change some defenses at times. Keep an eye on who is always guarding Kobe Brown. They will switch off, but they'll need help if he posts inside.
Paint touch for Brown. Kick out, Honor, step and fire. And a rebound reeled in by Julius Marble, who's been terrific.
And notice one thing, Mike. Long shots, long rebounds. Marble went after it.
Right.
You can't allow Missouri to have more than one shot attempt.
Here come the Aggies on offense, led by that man, number 4, Wade Taylor, the sophomore guard. Baseline jumper, misses everything. There's an offensive rebound and stick back for Dennis.
Dennis, athletic, quick. Air ball usually goes to the offensive team.
Dexter Dennis, what a find he has been. The transfer from Wichita State. Golston creates space. And the top floor for the rebound is Dennis.
All right, the maroon jerseys around that rebound. Not a white jersey to be seen.
A&M, one of the best rebounding teams in this league. Open three, knocked down by Radford.
And how about A&M giving Missouri a little bit of their medicine? Let's push and see if we can get an open shot early.
The Aggies are not bashful shooting the three in their own right. They don't shoot as many as Mizzou, but they've got some guys who can hit it. Carter.
Yeah, Carter missed a cutting Kobe Brown, had an open look.
There's Hodge, and when Hodge gets going, Missouri is really a problem. He can ignite in a hurry. Marble, kick pass into the corner. It's Boots. Boots on a step back three, rims off. Nice box out by Brown.
But a different player than a year ago, Boots Radford, right? He can settle for that three-point shot. Every time he releases it, you think it's going in.
Missouri on another three. That time Carter missed it short.
Have not had many cold shooting nights in this building this year.
Not at all. A clank on the miss that time.
How
the
about,
Aggies get it back.
How about the quickness of the Aggies on some of their shots?
Yeah, they're not. The shot clock hasn't hit 10 until now. This is the first time a shot clock I've actually even looked at it. It's down to 5. Inside Marble. Marble right in the middle of a Missouri sandwich. Out of bounds to the Aggies with 4 to shoot. There you look at Buzz Williams. Believes he's got his best team now in his 4th year with the Aggies program. And when they do get to the tournament, in the past under Buzz, they usually win some games in March. Honor in the corner, out to Hodge.
How quickly A&M got back defensively, Mike, because Buzz Williams knows Missouri is as fast as anybody shooting the first 10 seconds of the shot clock.
Brown on a runner, draws the foul. Now Kobe Brown will go to the free throw line. Kobe Brown, one of the top players in the SEC. As you look at Dennis Gates in his first year, born in Chicago, longtime assistant at FSU, and looking for Missouri's first 20-win season in 5 years. I think it's safe to say, Sonny, this is the surprise team. I know we have a few games left, but I don't think there could be a bigger surprise in this league than Missouri. No doubt, because of A, having a new coach on the sideline, B, all the new players that came in that he brought in. Now, one of the keys is that man at the free throw line stayed an all-league player, and he built around Kobe Brown, but he's allowed the freedom and the talents of the players that they brought in. All of them are all-league players, right? Mid-major, but they're all-league players. They've got a number of guys that are over 1,000-point scorers. So offensively, they've been fabulous. Defensively, they are difficult to get by. The only thing they struggle with sometimes is giving up too many offensive rebounds. Yeah, rebounding has been an issue. They're by far and away last in the league in that category. We got a 5-second violation. So that stifling defense right off the bat causes a turnover.
Well, a bad turnover by Coleman because he had Radford standing there. So pass the ball to the first guy you see on the opening.
Hodge looking to trigger it in from the baseline to Brown. Bellied up. Now Carter. Nice wall up by Coleman. Carter on the follow, though.
Allows this Missouri team to get their pressure set. One turnover already from the out of bounds.
Dennis, some contact, coughed it up.
Active hands by Demoy Hodge from outside to knock it away.
Honor on a rise and fire. 0 for 4 from 3 now is Missouri. Strong taking an offensive foul on A&M. That'll go against Radford.
Well, Boots had his head down. Can't have his head down when you're attacking this defensive team. They help, they recover. Honor, one of the top guys taking charges. Slides right in front of Radford. Easy call for the official.
Golson on the cut. The kick, the swing. Carter on a 3. Missouri ice cold from behind the arc, now 0 for 5.
And you know what? Coming off a tough shooting game at Auburn, you thought it may not happen again. Another turnover.
And Hodge, loose with the basketball, finds Golston. Contact and no whistle. Here come the Aggies the other way.
Sloppy game, but I think it favors Missouri this pace. A&M's got to take care of the ball a little bit better.
Coleman in transition, gets it to go. It's a 4-point lead. Break zone here in Como. Henry Coleman, a double-double the first time these two teams met. 10 points, 10 rebounds.
And bodies are already tired because of the pace of this game.
Certainly Missouri would love to go full throttle. That's the way they've been playing all year long. Brown.
Can't let him go right.
Muscled it in there and a block foul on the Aggies, and that'll bring us to immediate timeout. 15-19 to go. Texas A&M 7 and Missouri 3.
I am Eddie Leal. You have an important choice to make. Like all of us, I am tired of the dismissive attitude towards the residents of District 2. I'm here to end the cronyism and ready to put District 2 residents first. I'm running to be your voice at City Hall. I'll fight for safer streets, better services, and more park space. I'm Eddie Leal. Let's keep our district as beautiful as it's always been. It's the gem that makes Miami so special.
Eddie Leal. Leadership we can trust.
The past 25 years have been amazing.
27 years ago, we took over Terry Ford with the hope of building a future for our family.
The dealership is more than just about cars or buildings. It's about family. From our family to yours, we'd like to invite you to join the Sawgrass Ford family. Thanks again, South Florida. The next 25 will be even better. And of course, we'll never charge a dealer fee.
Sunvolt back with you. Aggies leading it 7-3, and it's the Aggies going a little up-tempo here, Sonny.
You know, they've pushed it, and it almost looks like when they have an opportunity, take the opportunity. And they've had, I think they've settled for a couple long jump shots. In the first matchup, they could pound it inside. But on the other end, Missouri is 0 of 5 from the three-point line, and it has allowed A&M, I think, to build a little bigger lead than they had.
Coming around on the line for the Tigers,
So Brown to the free throw line, having an all SEC campaign, as Sonny mentioned, has to be one of the finalists for SEC Player of the Year. Kind of a throwback to when guys stayed all 4 years in school and got better, freshman to sophomore, sophomore to junior. And in the case of Kobe Brown, just an entirely different player as a senior.
Yeah, more confident, especially in the outside shot, which then allows him to be more forceful with the ball when he wants to take it to the rim. Wade Taylor, very good with the basketball, can get A&M in most offensive sets.
Garcia into the game for the Aggies, a terrific rebounder and defender. It's going to be a turnover on Coleman.
Hodge again with the knockaway. He's got such great hands. If you put the ball on the floor anytime around Demoy Hodge, he's going to get a hand on it.
Leads the SEC in steals, just under 2.5 a game. 6 turnovers in the last 4 minutes for Texas A&M. Carter on a post. Golston does not get it to him. Brown left alone. He can hit that. Kobe Brown, top 5 this year in the league in three-point percentage.
And good penetration and a good kick out, but a missed assignment from A&M. You can't let Kobe Brown stand wide open and get a look.
Well, finally, Missouri off the schneid from behind the arc. 1 for 6 now. The Tigers have their first lead. Andre Gordon.
A&M has been heavy with the ball bouncing. That allows a defense like Mizzou to get set.
3 on the shot clock. Gordon. Garcia going to have to fire it. Terrific defense, forces a violation.
You must get into things earlier against this Missouri team when you're on the offensive end. And if you spend time dribbling it a lot, it gets them set. They have a lot of changing pieces when they switch things, no matter what screens are set. And when the shot clock winds down, they put the pressure on. Hard to get shots off.
What, 7 turnovers on Texas A&M already. That is not very Aggie-like. They have veteran guards who take good care of the ball. Carter picks up the loose change, and there's Coleman, top floor for the rebound.
Yeah, Carter's struggling with his shot so far tonight.
Approaching the 13-minute mark, a 1-point game here in Como. Coleman corrals it. Passes Brown, throws up the runner, and good. That doesn't look like a good shot, but that's the kind of shot Wade Taylor makes.
I laugh because he makes more difficult shots than anybody.
Right?
Doesn't matter if it's a floater, underneath the rim, fadeaway threes, doesn't matter. He makes tough ones.
Not afraid of degree of difficulty. Hodge not afraid to pull the trigger on a 3.
Got to get to him quickly because he will bury you.
Tigers back on top. Second 3 in a row for Mizzou.
Good matchup here. Sean East defensively, very good, very quick with his hands. Taylor very sure with the basketball.
And Taylor hacked. A little give and go action there between Garcia and the sophomore guard from Dallas, Texas, Wade Taylor.
Pretty good pass that time by Garcia. Good cut. Defense was cleared out on the backside. Garcia saw it. And the only thing Sean East could do was grab the arm of Wade Taylor so he didn't get an easy layup.
Taylor to the free throw line, where he shoots 84% on the season. Pretty stroke, knocks down the first. Don't forget Sunday afternoon college basketball doubleheader right here on ESPN and the app. That'll be at 1 o'clock Eastern time. It's NC State hosting North Carolina, then number 2 Houston hosting Memphis. The top 16 teams announced today. Of course, Houston on that one line. Alabama, the number 1 overall seed. Despite getting tagged for a loss earlier in the week, Crimson Tide's resume awfully strong, and they only got 1 loss all year in the SEC.
And there's been a lot of losses to the top teams, but I don't think you can flip any of them out of there. They're
Right.
all good. They're all at the top.
Yeah, well, we don't have a Gonzaga or a Baylor like
Correct.
we did a couple years ago, which could make for a more entertaining March, certainly much more unpredictable.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
11-11.
Got to stay close to Hodge because he's already made one. He's a catch and release guy.
Brown inside, muscles his way, missed the shot, but it'll be out of bounds to Mizzou with 2 on the shot clock. And we welcome those of you tuning in on ESPN News. We've got a great matchup for you today. Texas A&M, Missouri in front of a sellout crowd here in Como. Mike Morgan, John Sunvold. The Aggies second place in the SEC. Missouri, one of the best surprise stories really in the country, and right now certainly on their way to getting back to the NCAA tournament. Both these teams have been absent from the tournament in a few years, and both right now slated to be part of an SEC field that could have as many as 8 teams in it.
2 teams that are fun to watch, and both teams take what their coach is all about, right? Buzz's guys are just like he is. Missouri's guys are just like Dennis Gates is. It's an opposite type of teams. The start so far, A&M's already got 7 turnovers, but they're holding Missouri. Missouri struggling from the outside, 2 of 7 beyond the 3-point line.
Typically, the higher scoring in this game it would favor Missouri. Missouri averages over 81 points a game. A&M known much more for their stifling defense. Not stifling enough that time. Another offensive rebound for Mizzou. East on an open 3. Nope. And there's Dennis flying in for the rebound.
So rarely does Missouri shoot so poorly in this building. But again, A&M's got to take care of the basketball, Mike. When they do, they've gotten a high percentage of shots around the rim.
Foul down low. That'll go against Diarra. And we will keep it here with 11:24 to go in the first half. A tie game, 11-11. These are 2 teams that met earlier about 5 weeks ago. That was in College Station, a convincing victory for the Aggies. Again, the Aggies come in second place in the SEC, 11-2 in conference play. As you take a look at the updated numbers from our own Joe Lenardi from the bunker. Alabama right now the #1 overall team in the field. Tennessee has gone from a 1 to a 2 and now a 3 seed. And there's Missouri and A&M right there in that 8-9 area as we welcome you back inside. He is the All-American John Sunvold. I am Mike Morgan. Pleasure to join you here on this Saturday evening. John, let's talk about what this game means for both of these teams, because A&M is red hot right now, trying to make it 5 in a row in conference play. Missouri trying to get back on the winning track. I think I'm going to go out and make a proclamation. Are you ready for this? See what you think. Okay. So everybody all year long has been saying top 2 teams in this league are who? Alabama and Tennessee.
Yeah.
Nobody seems to have an opinion on who the third best is. If A&M could steal one in this building and sweep Mizzou, I'd put A&M there.
How about you put them at #2 or #1 if they do what you just said?
Okay.
So take a look at their deal. But how about this? And we always talk about NCAA, and that's where they are, and I get it. They're only 1 game out of first place to win an SEC championship. And when you think of those things, you think, my goodness, what's the schedule look like going forward?
Right.
But tonight, if they can come into this building as well as Mizzou plays here and continue their winning streak, hey, A&M's got as good as anybody to win this league right up there with Alabama.
You know, people will look at these numbers and they'll say, wait a minute now, 11-2 in the SEC. Why are we talking about the Aggies as a 9 seed? And the reason is they had a horrific non-con run. They had some bad losses. You see well, you don't see there. But trust me, folks, quad 4, they had 2 losses in quad 4, including one to Wofford. They had a bad tournament earlier in the year. Just nothing went right for this team early on. But for whatever reason, they turned it on in conference play, and right now are playing like a team that I don't think anybody would want to face come March.
You talk about a veteran team, Mike, and a team that the guys that have come back from a year ago did not make the NCAA tournament. And they knew by the end of December their backs were to the wall.
Right.
They had to have a great January. They have to have a great February. They're already proving their February is going to be another good month. This is a team that has loaded itself up. They know their backs are to the wall, but they keep getting better. And then on the other side, Missouri may be the biggest surprise of the SEC, but their resume is really solid, right? They've got terrific wins over Kentucky and Illinois. They've done some great things at home and on the road. And what they've got to do is continue that progress win their home games, see if they can steal another 1 or 2 on the road.
They've been nearly unbeatable at home in this building, 14-2. We've got another sellout crowd here today in Como. It's sellout number 6, by the way. I mean, talk about the enthusiasm being dialed up an extra few kilometers. They have absolutely gotten this place back to where it used to be when you played just across the street, Sonny.
At the Hearn Center.
Yeah.
You know what? The Midwest is a basketball part of the country. And when you have good teams, the people are going to show up and show out, and they have. And Dennis Gates begged the students and begged the fans to come early at the start of this year.
Right.
And the teams responded, and the fans have responded.
Congratulations to Grambling in a win over Southern. We welcome everybody on our ESPN2 audience. Mike Morgan, John Sunvold here from a sold-out Mizzou Arena, where the Tigers are 14-2 at home this year. The Aggies are number 2 in the SEC at 11-2. 11-11 our score. Both these teams contrasting styles. The Aggies overly physical. Nobody wants to play them defensively. They get after you. Missouri, one of the top scoring teams in the league.
And A&M has done a heck of a job on Kobe Brown. When he catches it inside, they've sent 2 bodies or 3 bodies on him. Made it tough for Brown, who's now 1 of 5 from the field, to score the basketball.
That is the first 3 for Dexter Dennis, the former Wichita State Shocker. He started 94 games for that program. What a find he has been in the portal.
And what a great athlete, great defender, tough, physical. And when he makes a jump shot, it's a plus, because then he can get some big numbers.
These two teams met 5 weeks ago in College Station. The Aggies won that ball game. Missouri looking for revenge today. The Aggies trying to make it 5 in a row in the SEC. And there is that tenacious, stifling, suffocating defense by A&M.
And Mike, as fast as we talk about how Missouri plays, especially in this building, that is the 2nd shot clock violation they've had already. So A&M doing everything they want to do in the defensive end.
You can watch 5 games without Missouri having a shot clock violation. Usually they shoot it within 10 seconds.
Exactly right. You and I have been here with that Iowa State game.
Oh,
it
goodness.
didn't take them 8-9 seconds, and they had shots up beyond the 3-point line.
They ran the Cyclones out of this building. Missouri forces a ton of turnovers, and they score a lot of points.
Great matchup here. Hodge is great with his hands defensively, one of the best in the nation in steals, and Wade Taylor can handle the basketball.
Air ball fired up that time by Hayden Hefner. He's out there to shoot the 3. Missed that one. Missouri in transition, and a missed layup by Diarra, the 6'10" junior from France. A&M led by their backcourt, Wade Taylor.
Boy, has he not just gotten better every time you see him?
He's terrific. I mean, he's a sophomore. I like the way that Buzz Williams describes him. He talks about IQ and he talks about EQ, emotional quotient. He likes the emotions that Wade Taylor has as his guard. Between Taylor and Boots, Tyrese Radford, those 2 guys get to the free throw line 10.5 times a game. That's just their backcourt. A&M goes to the free throw line more than any team in the country.
And those 2 average nearly 30 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists between them. Outstanding. Last game after they beat Arkansas, Andrew Monaco, Dr. John Thornton on the radio when Buzz was on him, he said Wade Taylor, goes, I'm his biggest fan.
Yeah.
Loves the kid.
Dennis pulls the trigger on another 3, and tracking down the rebound is Hodge. Hodge full throttle. Hodge all the way! Goes for the jam and missed it. He bubble-gummed it on the front rim. Here come the Aggies the other way. Dennis stop and pop. Got it!
Wow, what a transition. It almost looked like the ball was halfway down.
Yes.
I think it got stuck on the front. Came out, and then the push by Dennis and the jump shot.
Did you have that problem back in the day?
Yes. I'll just go with that.
Yes,
Don't ask me any more questions like that.
Chameleon on the turnover. I mean, he took off like he was ready to rock the rim.
And the reason it's missed, it was challenge defense.
Challenge.
Right? You had a guy that challenged it. Now Dennis comes to the other side. Here's a good thing for the Aggies. If Dexter Dennis scores a basketball, man, his confidence goes through the roof. And he's a threat offensively. We know how great he is on the defensive end.
He is bouncy as well. Dennis, an elite athlete. Oh, Hefner just stepped out of bounds. Taylor threw it to Hefner. Hefner tried to tightrope the sideline and couldn't do it.
Boy, 2 minute turnovers for this Aggie team. Now they're playing well, but you get on the road and you got a chance to build a lead. There's a foot on the line. You got a chance to build a lead when home team's not playing so well. You got to build it. You can't quit turning it over.
Well, and what Missouri normally does, they they get steals, right? 10 steals a game. It's number 2 in the country. But some of these turnovers by the Aggies are just unforced.
Yeah, right.
5-point game under 9 minutes to go, first half.
And remember the first meeting of these two that the Aggies won, 82-64. They dominated the offensive, or they dominated the rebounding, and they played Missouri chest to chest and forced difficult shots.
Sonny, that is 3 shot clock violations on a team that usually gets a shot off within 10 seconds.
Again, it's chest to chest defense. They're saying beat us off the dribble if you can. They guard guys, and they're staying with shooters, so nobody is allowed to catch and shoot.
Missouri right now is in a scoring drought of nearly 4.5 minutes, and we're talking about a team that is top 20 in the country in scoring at over 81 points a game. But again, this is what the Aggies can do to you.
And a team that only scored 56 on Tuesday against Auburn, so they're struggling a little bit, maybe mentally.
A couple of bodies got tied up on the full court pressure. Taylor hit the deck, and the foul will be against Mizzou. That'll be 14 fouls on the Tigers with 8:38 to go. That'll be against Sean East, his second.
Here's what has not bothered Missouri this year. They've got veteran players. Over 6 guys, 1,000-point scores. All of the transfers, most of them that came in from mid-major, were all conference players. So they've never been rattled to where they just get out of a game. They've not played so well in some games, especially like they did Auburn. Credit Auburn how well they played. But they don't get rattled, especially in this building.
Right. Trying a blind pass was Hefner. That's his second turnover. And the 11th turnover of the half for Texas A&M.
Keep an eye on the matchup. Kobe Brown now has got Wade Taylor on him. I'm surprised Brown doesn't head to the low box.
Post him up, right?
Yep.
A lot of size giving way for Taylor. Brown just standing in the corner. East, meanwhile, will bank it home.
He's got a great mid-range game and another turnover, just simply taking the ball out of bounds. Now Wade Taylor's going to say it was tipped.
And Buzz Williams saying the same thing. We'll clean it up when we come back. 7:59 to go. The Aggies are up by 3. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by USAA, committed to the military community and their families.
I am Eddie Leal. You have an important choice to make. Like all of us, I am tired of the dismissive attitude towards the residents of District 2. I'm here to end the cronyism and ready to put District 2 residents first. I'm running to be your voice at City Hall. I'll fight for safer streets, better services, and more park space. I'm Eddie Leal. Let's keep our district as beautiful as it's always been. It's the gem that makes Miami so special.
Eddie Leal. Leadership we can trust.
The past 25 years have been amazing.
27 years ago, we took over Terry Ford with the hope of building a future for our family.
The dealership is more than just about cars or buildings. It's about family. From our family to yours, we'd like to invite you to join the Sawgrass Ford family. Thanks again, South Florida. The next 25 will be even better. And of course, we'll never charge a dealer fee.
I mentioned these two teams met 5 weeks ago in College Station. Texas A&M took it to Missouri. First Radford on a drive, and then Dexter Dennis taking it strong to the rack. And then, of course, Wade Taylor, the other part of that 3-guard lineup that can just be murderous. And, oh, yeah, they got some bigs, too. That's Henry Coleman on the business end of the alley-oop. Julius Marble, the transfer from Michigan State, he has been terrific this year, one of the better transfers in the Southeastern Conference. And you see they had a half a dozen players in double figures. They're aggressive without fouling. They get to the free throw line more than any other team in the country. And defensively, they just get after you. I like to call them, Sonny, floor burn you, because they dive after every loose ball.
And they were outstanding back on January 11th against Missouri. They were 24-32 from the free throw line, so they dominated both sides of the floor. Dexter Dennis had 13 points along with 12 rebounds, so he had a double-double. It was a game played, again, in Reed Arena. It kind of rejuvenated, I thought, A&M's program that they were then starting to get on a roll.
And they've been on a roll ever since in conference play. A really shaky non-con start to the season. Buzz Williams telling us today at shoot-around, that just put more pressure on us to get it together. We knew we had to start winning a lot of games in SEC play. Otherwise, we had no shot at the big dance.
And let's go back. Most of these guys were on the team last year for A&M that did not make the big dance and were disappointed and had the run in the NIT.
This guy was with a Michigan State Spartan last year, and you saw some of the moves he was able to make back in East Lansing. Julius Marble.
He has been so terrific, averaging double figures in the SEC. Once SEC play came, he's been kind of elevated his game, especially in the offensive end.
Yeah. Went through some issues during his time at Michigan State, lost his father. There's a three, knocked down by Golston. Look out, because Missouri can ignite as quickly as anybody from behind the arc.
I almost just yelled game, because he's had a couple game winners, the way he pulls up and shoots it.
Mizzou has now hit 3 out of the last 4 from downtown. They shoot 36% on the season. Bradford trying to respond. Hits the rim twice. Tapped out of bounds. It will remain Aggies basketball. And that's going to be the key matchup in this game. Rebounding. Aggies are great at it. Missouri struggles with it.
And here's Julius Marble. His ability to attack, really since SEC play started. And what Golston can do, one of the best one-on-one players in the SEC, and rise up from deep. Sometimes better off the dribble when he gets to the lane. He had the game winner against Tennessee on the road.
Missouri comes into this game last in the SEC in rebounding. This is going to be a turnover.
How about that?
East grabs it, and oh my goodness, Dexter Dennis soaring in the air on the rejection.
So what we thought was an easy two, he wipes out, and A&M still has the basketball. Buzz was shaking his head as the inbounds pass was made.
Dexter Dennis like he came off a trampoline.
Spectacular athlete.
Dennis on the other end, skies and banks it home. Dexter Dennis, who was known for his defense at Wichita State, he has become a weapon on both ends at A&M. Open three from the wing, and that's what Missouri does. Demoy Hodge, when he gets 12 points or more, the Tigers are 15-1, and he's off to a great start in this one.
And it credit Golston because he's aggressive off the dribble. Trying another defender, frees up Hodge, who doesn't take but a split second to get the shot off.
Second three for Hodge. Coleman has it knocked out of bounds. I've got to see this Dennis block again to believe it. This was not a goaltend. He just timed it perfectly.
Spectacular play, and Shawnee slowed up probably too much. He had an easy bucket. Then you come down the other end, and again, when Dexter Dennis gets confident on that offensive end, look out, because not only will he make jump shots, he's a terrific athlete. He'll play over the top of most defenders.
Defensive Player of the Year in the American Athletic Conference last year for the Shockers. Meanwhile, Henry Coleman at the free throw line, the former Duke Blue Devil out of Richmond, Virginia, 6'8" junior. He had a double-double in the first meeting between these two teams. Henry Coleman, another one of those X-Factor guys. Any one of these guys in an A&M uniform will help you in a number of different ways. None of them has to score 15, 20 points in a given game to win you a game.
And why they're better now is they've got a couple guys that can score it when they need a bucket. Wade Taylor being one, Boots Radford being the other.
A&M now 4 for 4 at the free throw line, something they do well. Taylor on a steal. Here's Dennis. Look out! Just gliding through the air. He was not going to be denied.
Great hands by Taylor to slap it away. Dexter Dennis with another easy finish, but he makes it look easy, but it's spectacular.
Air ball by Aiden Shaw. We were not sure if we were going to see Aiden Shaw in this game today. Talented 6'8" freshman from Overland Park, Kansas, but he's been in and out of the lineup. Taylor on a floater. Back iron unkind that time for Taylor, the sophomore.
And Taylor does not miss many of those. No. Those are his kind of shots.
Blow by Golston.
Miscommunication out front. And no one on the weak side.
Back to a three-point game. Under 5 minutes to go in the first half. Radford, a.k.a. Boots. Gets it on the return from Coleman. Goes to work up top on Golston. Skip pass to Taylor. Spots up a three and hits.
Nice patience, no rush. Said it before, we've watched this guy as a freshman, now in his sophomore campaign, becoming, I think, an all-league player. The way he plays, the pace he plays, the confidence he plays in. This hesitation, some guys get a little rush, especially on the road. hesitate. Nobody else gets the puppy set. All net. Pretty solid first half of this A&M team, and especially the pace of how the game's being played.
You know, Taylor's an interesting story in recruiting because when he was playing his high school ball at Dallas and they were trying to sign him, it was during COVID. So basically, he signed him sight unseen in person, committed on a Zoom call. You can be productive on a Zoom call, folks. Aggies up by 6. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Burger King.
I am Eddie Leal. You have an important choice to make. Like all of us, I am tired of the dismissive attitude towards the residents of District 2. I'm here to end the cronyism and ready to put District 2 residents first. I'm running to be your voice at City Hall. I'll fight for safer streets, better services, and more park space. I'm Eddie Leal. Let's keep our district as beautiful as it's always been. It's the gem that makes Miami so special.
Eddie Leal. Leadership we can trust.
The past 25 years have been amazing.
27 years ago, we took over Terry Ford with the hope of building a future for our family.
The dealership is more than just about cars or buildings. It's about family. From our family to yours, we'd like to invite you to join the Sawgrass Ford family. Thanks again, South Florida. The next 25 will be even better. And of course, we'll never charge a dealer fee.
Just one of those players. She has had a masterful game.
Clark connects. Plus the foul.
Now, Iowa City will be the place to be on Sunday. And then on Monday night, 2 of the top women's teams in the Pac-12 square off right here on ESPN2 as number 3 Stanford will host number 16 UCLA. Coverage beginning at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific time. He is John Sunvold. I am Mike Morgan. Great to be with you here from Como. Another sellout crowd at the Mizzou Arena. It's the 6th sellout of the year. Mizzou is 14-2 at home. And despite the fact that the Aggies are turning it over left and right, Sonny, Texas A&M still has a 6-point lead.
Yeah, too many turnovers for A&M, but they've controlled the pace and they've got after the shooters from Missouri. Missouri's a team, when they win in this building, nearly 44 points in that first half. Normally they're a quick starting team here. They've not been tonight. Credit A&M's defense, but also Missouri's got to be a little more patient, find some openings and get better shots.
Missouri just 28% from the field thus far. And what has been a rather low-scoring first half, which you would think might favor Texas A&M. East managing things up top, finds Hodge on the wing.
Switching a lot of the screens, so they've got to communicate. Another good shooter from Missouri, another miss.
Great tap out by Brown, but into the hands of Taylor. Taylor racing in the front court, Euro step, and draws the body contact and the foul.
You know, you were telling a story about Wade Taylor, Lancaster High School in Dallas. His teammate was Mike Miles, who I have heard by text is back playing again for TCU, which makes TCU they're an outstanding team, got a chance to be a Sweet 16, maybe a Final Four type team. But could you imagine Wade Taylor and Mike Miles in the same backcourt together? They were terror in the Dallas area.
Well, you mentioned TCU, another league I know you're quite familiar with, the Big 12 leading the way in teams in the top 16 today. The top 4 out of each region announced today. Alabama number 1 overall. They would be in the South right now. There were 2 SEC teams in the top 16. Of course, Tennessee the other right now. The Volunteers on the 3 line. And again, I'll go back to the question I posed earlier. Who's the 3rd best team in this league? If the Aggies win this game, I'd say they're at least top 3.
If they win this afternoon, I've got them as the 2nd best team.
Yeah.
Tennessee lost again to Kentucky.
That's right. Tennessee has been swept by the Wildcats, and now you got to think Kentucky is in very good shape.
And the Aggies should know they are 1 game out of first place. The first thing you want to do is try to hang a championship banner in a league championship.
That's right. Baseline drive, contact, offensive foul. Offensive foul called on Aiden Shaw.
They almost baited Shaw into taking the baseline. They got on his outside shoulder and said, we're going to give you the baseline, see if you'll take it. Slid over defensively, good communication from the weak side.
Second foul on Shaw. As you look at the updated conference standings, Bama 12-1, A&M 11-2, and here's Kentucky now 2 victories over Tennessee. So just when you want to count Kentucky out, it seems like there are a lot of people out there that would love to do that.
And what a week they had. They won on the road at Mississippi State.
That's right.
And then you beat Tennessee.
Yeah, that Mississippi State game came down to the final possession. And we know the Bulldogs have been tough this year. They pulled off an overtime win against Ole Miss today. And right now, our own Joe Lenardi out of the bunker has 8 SEC teams in the field. Drive and dish. Shot blocked by the 7-footer Diarra.
And the shot clock did not reset.
Taylor stripped by Hodge. Hodge, who leads the league in steals, but that time got some arm. And that'll be team foul number 8 on Missouri. So a 1-and-1 upcoming.
Opportunities for A&M. Garcia missed the basket. Here's a little drop pass. So there's the reach right there. But again, A&M stayed with it. Shot clock didn't reset, but quick enough. Taylor put it on the floor.
They'll actually say that shot, the foul was on the shot, so Taylor will fire up a pair here. Taylor, a reliable free throw shooter at 84% on the year. A&M now 7 for 7 at the line. And again, they go to the line and make more free throws than any team in the country. They're 19 for 25 on average. They make 19 free throws a game. That is more than any team in college basketball.
Yeah, it's incredible. They take second most and make the most. And
yeah.
It's a formula that works, and because they've got guys that are aggressive with the ball,
right,
and they can attack playing downhill.
But it seems like such a simple thing to say, right? Attack the rim, go attack the rim and go to the basket. Good things will happen. But a lot of teams settle for jump shots. You would never do that.
Well, honestly, I'd take that free point before I take the jump shot.
Yes.
Give me the free throw.
Yeah. Again, Missouri having a hard time getting a good look. Bleeding the shot clock down to 6.
And know this about the bigs. Well, powerful. Know this, Mike, about the bigs of both teams. All of them can move their feet well and can defend outside. Both squads can do that. That's why they can switch so much. Outside, both teams can do it. And don't be surprised whether it's Coleman on one end or Kobe Brown on the other. They can stay with guards defensively.
6 points now for Kobe Brown. Dennis left alone on a 3. Spins around and down.
He is having a terrific first half, and that shot looks great tonight. Does he have 14 already?
14 points, 5 rebounds for Dexter Dennis. What a half. Drive and kick, and just out of control that time was Nick Honor.
And when Honor went drive and the weak side came, and what happened was he throws it away. There's the rebound by Kobe Brown. And Dexter Dennis, once a guy gets going, starts making shots, you better get to him.
Yeah.
And I don't care what his stats say. Maybe he's not shot as well on certain nights and certain times. But he's shooting it well tonight. Double figures 3 of his last 4. Arkansas game, he had 14 points, 11 rebounds, his 3rd double-double of the year.
There's been an evolution in that young man's game. He's just a different player right now.
He is fun to watch. 1-3-1 zone now by this Tiger squad. Shots will be in the corner.
Dennis again. Pops out of there. Brown on the rebound, leading the break. Brown to Hodge. Hodge, rise and fire. Missed everything. Dennis saved it into the hands of Coleman. That is not atypical of a Missouri shot. They like those threes. They like shooting in transition.
And if Hodge has an open one, Dennis Gates wants him taken.
Right.
He's a great shooter. Rare for a guy to shoot an air ball.
And rare for Missouri to shoot 28% in the half. Shot clock at 7.
Good ball movement.
The lefty triggers a 3. Tapped out of there and back into the hands of the Aggies.
It's not necessarily the Aggies game to just settle for shots. And when the zone defense was put in, I still think the Aggies have to be cognitive of getting inside that middle area to Garcia, see if they can get to the paint. Radford's perfect inside.
Yep, exactly what you called for, partner.
And that's what his game is.
Yes. He is the master of the mid-range. Boots Tyrese Radford.
Mike, if you settle for jump shots against a zone, it's like a high school team. No, attack it, and A&M has been terrific in his first half.
I am Eddie Leal. You have an important choice to make. Like all of us, I am tired of the dismissive attitude towards the residents of District 2. I'm here to end the cronyism and ready to put District 2 residents first. I'm running to be your voice at City Hall. I'll fight for safer streets, better services, and more park space. I'm Eddie Leal. Let's keep our district as beautiful as it's always been. It's the gem that makes Miami so special.
Eddie Leal. Leadership we can trust.
The past 25 years have been amazing.
27 years ago, we took over Terry Ford with the hope of building a future for our family.
The dealership is more than just about cars or buildings. It's about family. From our family to yours, we'd like to invite you to join the Sawgrass Ford family. Thanks again, South Florida. The next 25 will be even better. And of course, we'll never charge a dealer fee.
Big 12 doubleheader at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Duke will host Louisville at Cameron Indoor. And then number 5 Kansas battles number 22 TCU. Both games airing on ESPN and the app. What a great year of college basketball in the Big 12. So often we judge leagues top down.
Yeah.
If you go bottom up, I mean, there's not much of a bottom in that league. Look
Yeah.
at that. Look, I mean, that's 6 of the 10 right there.
Not easy, and I got to see the Baylor team last week in person up close. Those 3 guards, don't be surprised if they can make a run to the Final Four. They're that good. Those guys, they got 3 guys that can handle it and 3 guys that can shoot it. And when you have offensive weapons like that, veteran guards, that's what everybody wants. They've got it.
What's exciting to me about this upcoming March Madness, as we talked about earlier, it's not like a couple of years ago where Baylor and Gonzaga were clearly just elite teams above the rest. As you see Brown carving out space and muscling another deuce inside. But I don't know who to pick in this year's NCAA tournament. I mean, I think there are about 10 teams that can win it.
Well, we know that. And from the SEC angle, you look at Alabama. I think they're as good as anybody because we know offensively what they can do. I don't know if enough people nationwide know how good they are on the defensive end.
Yeah.
And they're very good.
Extremely long. Shot clock off.
You put them one of your 10 because there's a bunch of
no doubt. Taylor on a deep 3.
Wow,
heat check from about 28 feet out.
What a first half.
Will close out the half. And what a half it was for the Aggies. Texas A&M looking for their 5th straight win and trying to add to an 11-2 conference start.
So you handle the. But again, A&M chased them off the line, right? And they made them put it on the floor, and they helped and recovered and didn't allow easy buckets. Kobe Brown had a couple of tough physical finishes at the rim, but it was on double and triple teams.
Brown was really the one Tiger that stood out. He had 10 points, 4 rebounds. He's going to need some help here in this second half as Texas A&M going to try and pull off a season sweep against Mizzou. Again, they met 5 weeks ago in College Station. A&M won that game convincingly, but I think a lot of people figured payback would be in order. We'll see how the second half unfolds.
We have not seen one of those Missouri runs, especially in this building.
Tough shot, offensive rebound,
And look how physical they are inside.
I mean, they are a problem with their physicality versus just about anybody, with Coleman banging bodies, Julius Marble inside, and we already talked about the athleticism of Dexter Dennis.
They don't necessarily have the height, right? Marble is 6'8", both of them 6'8". But their girth, they can push and shove, and they're athletic.
Hodge, hooping the harm. Demoy Hodge came gliding in from the baseline and gets a 3-point opportunity.
Good backdoor cut. You're going to run them off the line. You got an outside shooter, so Wade Taylor's playing up to deny. Backdoor cut. The defense is late getting there. Hodge, if he can get on track for Missouri, that's probably the one guy that gets and ignites his team to get on rolls.
Second foul on Radford. You see the line on Hodge, and I mentioned that stat to go back to your point, Sonny. When he gets 12 or more points, and he's sitting on 8 right now, Mizzou is 15-1. So often their fate depends on what kind of night you get from Demoy Hodge.
Yeah, it really does. And when they lose games, he doesn't shoot the ball.
No, not at all. He's their best pure shooter without question. 14-point game.
And you got to get into offensive sets earlier, or you get into trouble with the shot clock.
The shot clock under 5 for the Aggies. Taylor, late clock, fires up a 3 and hits it right between the eyes of Kobe Brown.
My goodness. Didn't matter the shot clock. Guards don't mind when 6'8" guys guard them because they think they can move them off the bounce. Way Taylor did it, and that was deep.
Taylor does not play like a sophomore.
No, and we've just watched the progression. Buzz Williams always says, I give him a little leeway because he might take maybe an ill-advised shot now and then, but he can do that.
Brown on a response. Kobe Brown has really improved that aspect of his game. 46% from behind the arc. We've traded baskets here to start the second half. Still a 14-point game. Marble puts it on the deck.
That's a tough shot.
Not exactly his forte, but they get it back again. Another offensive rebound. Beautiful pass by Taylor into Marble, and he got hammered. 10 offensive rebounds now for the Aggies.
Marble took the tough shot. They got the ball back. He goes up. He takes a big hit. He lands extremely hard, but he bounced up. Good foul, though, by Carter. Put him on the free throw line.
How about that pass from Taylor?
Oh, my. Fired it. And again, I just said, I think Taylor's becoming one of the best lead guards we have in the SEC.
Yeah.
And he's young. He's confident. Plays a little bit with his a chip on his shoulder.
A great student, 4.0 student, extremely focused player.
I was kidding him one time. I said, you might not be the best point guard in your family. And he laughed. His sister Kennedy is a grad student at Texas State.
That's right.
Texas State, averaging 10 points and nearly 6 assists a game.
They're not at the monitor, so what are we talking about here? We're not looking at anything. What are we talking about?
Well, I want to know if they're checking if Marble is okay, how he hit. I don't know if he hit his back. I don't think he hit his head when he went down. And if he's coming out, substitution.
Okay. So because Buzz came out onto the floor, Marble has to go out of the game. So they have to make a substitution. So that means you have to have a different free throw shooter as well. So a lot just happened there.
And I believe Dennis Gates gets to pick the shooter.
Correct.
And they put Henry Coleman on, 72% free throw shooter.
I did not see Buzz come out onto the floor. I mean, Buzz is just trying to make sure his player is okay. But because he did that at that specific time, they were forced to make the substitution.
Well, I think there was a concern because Marble laid there for quite a bit.
Right. I mean, that's just your natural inclination as a coach to make sure your player is okay. Honor. Brown steps into a 3. Left it short. Dennis reels in the rebound.
Not many second chance opportunities for this Missouri team tonight.
This opening stanza, I think we both thought would be extremely important for Missouri. So far, advantage A&M.
I don't like that shot by Taylor. I know he's made some, but it's kind of quick. Leads to a run out.
Carter fouled on the other end by Dennis.
And that might be one of those 1 or 2 ill-advised that Buzz can live with. Anyway, Taylor, but not preferred when you're on the road and you've got a good roll going. Long miss. Carter has a chance. Quick foul by Dennis. I think that's a good quick foul.
Noah Carter out of the state of Iowa, a senior, a transfer from Northern Iowa. Of course, led by head coach Ben Jacobson, does a fine job with that program. And like so many of the players that star on this Missouri roster, he's a transfer. He's a first-year guy. You got Kobe Brown returning, and then the rest are a bunch of mid-majors, several of which followed Coach Gates from Cleveland State.
Carter, an all-league player to Missouri Valley Conference, over 1,000-point score. Another one of those guys with experience, veteran player. Doesn't get too bothered whether the playing time's a bunch or not. He's had 17 starts on this season.
The portal has been very good to Dennis Gates and this Missouri program. If you look at the teams that have struggled this year in the SEC, a lot of first-year coaches that had their roster slipped over didn't have as many impact guys out of the portal.
The question, Will, you think that Missouri would have a big run in it. Can A&M do these kind of things, make open shots, and not allow the run to happen? Handle the offense, don't turn it over, make Missouri guard defense, find open looks, and then when you get those, you've got to convert them.
Kobe Brown thought this was off of Dennis. Dennis hit it, but then I think they said off of Kobe's leg. Oh, no, now it looked like it hit Dennis's hand last. A&M might have gotten a break on that one. Marble.
I remember the game Marble had against Florida at Florida. He was outstanding in the low block.
And that'll be an over-the-back foul on Texas A&M. The Aggies right now, I mean, we knew that A&M was likely going to out-rebound Missouri, right? I mean, the stats tell us that.
Yeah.
But it's 3-1 right now. I mean, that's a concern.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what else is a concern. That's foul number 3 on Tyrese Radford.
The concern only usually is from an offensive rebound. Missouri's missed a lot of shots, so there's going to be a lot of defensive rebounds.
Sure. But the way that A&M has been able to crash on the offensive glass, get all these second shots.
And they can always run this three-quarter zone defense, slow the tempo up a little bit to a high-octane Missouri team.
Are you not surprised we don't see more zone in general?
It all depends. You know what? To me, it all depends on A, what kind of coach you are coaching, and B, what kind of teams you're playing that are shooters or not shooters.
Right.
If you don't have a good shooting team, yeah, why not zone them and make teams beat you?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple teams in this league that, quite frankly, aren't good at shooting the three at all. That you would think you would zone them a lot more than they actually do get zoned. Turnover on Missouri. 8 turnovers now in the Tigers.
Gordon won't mind that matchup with Kobe Brown guarding. Gordon's not necessarily a one-on-one guy that takes guys, but if the shot clock runs down, see, guards don't mind when big guys come out because they're usually late getting there.
Tigers down by 13. Golston goes to work, takes it in strong, missed it. There's Diarra on the follow. Diarra with an and one.
Well, you wanted size now in there for Mizzou and Mo Diarra. Played only 5 of the first 15 games for 18 total minutes, but in his last 11, averaging 14 minutes a game. He was terrific in the win at Tennessee at 7 points, 5 rebounds. He's mobile, he's quick, 18 minutes again in the Tennessee game, but a guy that can guard outside, he can rebound inside.
One of the first commitments for Coach Gates, and he had to take a lot of English as a second language courses. Remember, he comes from France and worked his way to becoming a Division I basketball player. It has not been easy. He has had to do double duty in the classroom, double duty on the hardwood, but he's become a factor, and they believe in time he's going to be a really good post player in this league.
So does this crowd bother a veteran Aggie team?
On that possession they did.
Yeah, Marble simply put his head down. Now, defense might have not got there, but it's an easy call for the official.
15:51 to go. Missouri crowd starting to get excited, folks. 10-point game in Como.
I am Eddie Leal. You have an important choice to make. Like all of us, I am tired of the dismissive attitude towards the residents of District 2. I'm here to end the cronyism and ready to put District 2 residents first. I'm running to be your voice at City Hall. I'll fight for safer streets, better services, and more park space. I'm Eddie Leal. Let's keep our district as beautiful as it's always been. It's the gem that makes Miami so special.
Eddie Leal. Leadership we can trust.
The past 25 years have been amazing.
27 years ago, we took over Terry Ford with the hope of building a future for our family.
The dealership is more than just about cars or buildings. It's about family. From our family to yours, we'd like to invite you to join the Sawgrass Ford family. Thanks again, South Florida. The next 25 will be even better. And of course, we'll never charge a dealer fee.
John Sunvold back with you here in Como. Kobe Brown, talk about a young man who has really evolved. He was a marginal player, really his first year or two in this league, but Sonny, he has emerged as one of the best players in the Southeastern Conference.
You know, last year he took a big step, second team All-SEC, just all the things he can do. Solid defensively, strong, can handle it, And this year he's expanded his jump shot out. And you take a look at the numbers. In the old days, as a broadcaster, I'd love seeing guys year by year just get better, right? And the progression. We don't see a lot of that anymore. We see transfers, we see this, we see that. Guys jump into the league, or they think they can. They don't end up in the league, they end up somewhere else.
Right.
This is what we love to see.
Yeah.
That progression. I think he's an NBA player. Mm-hmm. I would take him because you know exactly what you're going to get night in, night out.
Right.
That's the kind of guys who survive. But you wouldn't have said that 2 years ago. And you might not have said it last year.
Right.
But you do now, and he's an all-league player. Again, I think he'll be up for Player of the Year. Whether he gets over that hump, I'm not so sure, because right now I think Alabama will sweep a lot of those awards. But Kobe Brown, when you and I come in all these practices with a shoot-around, every team that comes in to play Missouri, the first thing they talk about is number 24.
Top of the scouting report every time. Son of a high school basketball coach back in Huntsville, Alabama. And as you mentioned, with the portal, it's so easy to just give up a coaching change. Could have just bolted. He stayed here, and boy, has it been a marriage made in heaven for Missouri and Kobe. Hodge pulls the trigger on a three, missed it short. Tiara tried to throw it off an Aggie out of bounds, but the baseline official, it's Owen Short, I believe, says nope.
Hard to see from our angle. Let's see if we can see it here. Oh, it did go off his foot. That's why they're officials.
That's why
they had the whistle.
Johnny on the spot. Nice job by Owen Short, Tony Green, Rob Work, our officiating crew tonight.
And give credit to Coleman defensively, was right there on Hodge, so he didn't have a good look. I'll tell you what, there's a focal point right now offensively to get it pounded inside the marble in the paint.
Taylor, shake and bake. Oh, what a dime to Marble! And they had one for the Aggies, all set up by Wade Taylor, who is just dropping dimes left and right.
How do you play that lead guard spot? Well, he backed out the defender. Now he attacks. Weak side defense has to come over. The farthest guy from the rim can't get there in time. That bounce pass. Now, the bounce pass has to be firm, and you've got to be confident that your big can handle that kind of a pass. Taylor, special.
If there's a player that just kind of fits the build and the look of a Buzz Williams guy, it's this guy at the line, Julius Marble. I mean, you want to talk about a physical presence. Both ends of the floor, Marble is just someone you don't want to have to deal with.
And his emergence since SEC play, he's a different player. But again, he's confident. He's now used to the system. He's used to his teammates. Missouri's got to have an answer. And you're still waiting for that run by the home team.
The lead balloons back to 13 for A&M. East tries to thread the needle down low to Carter.
Yeah, I think Carter thought East was going to take that because that's his game, mid-range jump shot. A&M, it's all about pace, right? Control it on the offensive end.
Dennis on an open tray. Got it. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
Andre Gordon, a former player, meaning former starter for many games for Buzz Williams. Puts it on the floor baseline. And A&M spacing it out. They've attacked it inside. That allows shooters freedom from the outside. Andre Gordon put it on the floor. Point guard position. Take a look. Now look cross court. Guy, the hottest one of the night is Dexter Dennis. A&M still hot.
I am Eddie Leal. You have an important choice to make. Like all of us, I am tired of the dismissive attitude towards the residents of District 2. I'm here to end the cronyism and ready to put District 2 residents first. I'm running to be your voice at City Hall. I'll fight for safer streets, better services, and more park space. I'm Eddie Leal. Let's keep our district as beautiful as it's always been. It's the gem that makes Miami so special.
Eddie Leal. Leadership we can trust.
The past 25 years have been amazing.
27 years ago, we took over Terry Ford with the hope of building a future for our family.
The dealership is more than just about cars or buildings. It's about family. From our family to yours, we'd like to invite you to join the Sawgrass Ford family. Thanks again, South Florida. The next 25 will be even better. And of course, we'll never charge a dealer fee.
Now 15,000 fans here at the Mizzou Arena, silenced by a great start from the Aggies. You look at Texas A&M. We've talked about this earlier, Sonny. Now, here's Texas A&M, and Joe Lunardi right now has 8 teams from the league in. Missouri an 8 seed, A&M a 9 seed. Some people are saying, well, how can A&M at 11-2 in the SEC be a 9 seed? Well, the answer is, and we talked to that man, Buzz Williams, about it at shoot-around this morning. They lost to Murray State. They lost to Colorado in a tournament all the way back in November. They lost to Wofford at home in December, 67-62. And they lost 1 game to Memphis. Their only conference losses at Kentucky and at Arkansas. You can certainly live with those losses. I really think, Sonny, I know every game matters. But when you look at it, to me, this is a team that deserves a better seeding than that.
Yeah, they do, and they may play their way in it, and they have over the last 6 or 7 games. I hate that you're, in a roundabout way, you're penalized for some of the things that happen early in the season. Because when you're building a team for a big-time league, whether you're in the Big 12 or the Big 10 or the SEC, you're building a team that can weather a big-time conference, and you're going to have some bumps along the way. I think A&M's kind of been penalized for some of those losses, but give them credit because they knew their backs were to the wall. Well, how about Marble running out? And they have answered since the start of SEC play.
8-0 run by the Aggies. Yeah, I think it's important to note, too, that's not Joe Lunardi's opinion. He projects what he thinks the committee is going to project as Brown answers with a 3.
But he's been pretty good.
He's been great at it. The good news is the committee is full of 12 human beings. And I would think those 12 human beings, if A&M continues to play like this in the SEC, what happened in November, I'm not saying it's irrelevant, but clearly this is a different team right now.
Well, here's a great thing. Counting tonight, you have 5 games left regular season. So there's a lot of basketball to be played by a lot of teams. And if A&M keeps doing what they're doing, good block.
Dennis already has 17. Another offensive rebound. Garcia, and he got fouled inside.
How about Anderson Garcia and what he has brought to this team? Last 3 ball games, 21 minutes a game, 7 rebounds a game. Or the last 7 ball games. I mean, his minutes have gone up because, as Buzz Williams said, Andy Garcia is an elite rebounder for us.
Does all the dirty work.
And he's done it, and he is getting big minutes, and he keeps basketballs alive for second chances.
See those metrics on the Aggies. 32 net is certainly pretty strong. Strength of schedule. You don't see the 2 quad 4 losses. That's what's putting them down to a 9 seed right now. But again, that certainly is subject to change here down the stretch. This is a team nobody's going to want to play in Nashville in the SEC tournament, talking about Texas A&M. And we talked about this too with Buzz Williams, and if you go back to his days at Marquette, 3 Sweet 16s, 1 Elite 8, go back to his days at Virginia Tech, his teams do damage in the tournament. If they get there, that style of play travels real well in March.
Well, solid defensive team, rebounding team, free throw shooting, they shoot a lot of. Now, what do you need? A couple guys that can shoot and make shots for you. And A&M is finding a way. What a great rebound by Mo Diarra.
Wow, great minutes by Diarra. Yeah. They need a spark right now. Maybe Mohamed Diarra is that spark.
Yeah, they have to be able to get on a little bit of run. It's been so comfortable for A&M, which is what you want when you travel on the road, to get a lead and make it comfortable on yourself.
A&M breaks the pressure rather easily. Bradford in the front court. Again, veteran guards, all good ball handlers for Texas A&M. That's a luxury against this swarming Missouri D. Bradford on a triple. Air ball. And a foul down low, and that's going to go against Missouri, trying to box out Julius Marble. Diarra carving out space, trying to keep Missouri in this game. 13-point lead for the Aggies.
I am Eddie Leal. You have an important choice to make. Like all of us, I am tired of the dismissive attitude towards the residents of District 2. I'm here to end the cronyism and ready to put District 2 residents first. I'm running to be your voice at City Hall. I'll fight for safer streets, better services, and more park space. I'm Eddie Leal. Let's keep our district as beautiful as it's always been. It's the gem that makes Miami so special.
Eddie Leal. Leadership we can trust.
The past 25 years have been amazing.
27 years ago, we took over Terry Ford with the hope of building a future for our family.
The dealership is more than just about cars or buildings. It's about family. From our family to yours, we'd like to invite you to join the Sawgrass Ford family. Thanks again, South Florida. The next 25 will be even better. And of course, we'll never charge a dealer fee.
Monday night, it's an ACC Big 12 doubleheader at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Duke will host the Louisville Cardinals at Cameron Indoor. Then number 5, Kansas, takes on number 22, TCU. Both games airing on ESPN and the app. Hard to make heads or tails out of the ACC right now. Joe Lunardi again has 5 bids for the Atlantic Coast Conference. Duke and North Carolina having quote-unquote down years by their standards. Virginia's Virginia. And then what? For a while there, Clemson was in first place. Now they're on the bubble. So too are the Tar Heels. They were the preseason number 1. We're used to seeing the Big 12 with a number of bids. Right now they've got 8. The Big 10, 9, according to Joe Lunardi. Again, these are all projections, of course. Big East with 5. And the SEC, if the SEC does get 8 teams in, that would tie the most ever for the Southeastern Conference.
Big games today. Win by Kentucky over Tennessee. Mississippi State in overtime over Ole Miss.
Dennis during a 17-point night. There's the rebound, the follow, the foul. 2 more and a chance for 3 for Garcia.
He has the ability to chase and to follow that basketball. No blocking out by this Missouri team, and Anderson Garcia once again a transfer from Mississippi State. Always chasing that basketball.
When we talked about Garcia today with Buzz Williams at shoot around, and Buzz's eyes just lit up. I mean, this is a Buzz type of player.
Well, one of the big difference makers, I think, when they got in SEC play, his minutes went up because of the little things that he was doing for this team.
Meanwhile, A&M doing A&M things at the free throw line, 11 for 12.
And if they score, they can put that token pressure on that slows Missouri down on the offensive end.
All right, what does Mizzou do to get back in this game offensively?
Well, I got to make some stops. Defense, offensively, you got to keep pushing, make some shots, and then they've got to find a way to get stops. What's the strength of Missouri? Is to get steals, right? They've not been able to do that.
A&M's been pretty good with the basketball in the second half. They were a little sloppy in the first half. 19 points now for Kobe Brown on a big 3. Cuts it to 13.
And if you don't steal it, this allows A&M time to handle the basketball, handle the clock, bad pass.
There's the steal. East slows up, throws up a teardrop, and a block foul on Garcia.
That's a difficult shot.
Very difficult, yes.
I thought he had a layup or a 2-on-1 break, and then he hesitated.
Yeah, he pumped the brakes here. I'm not sure why, but he just stops and goes.
At 2-on-1 right now, and then he stopped. It allowed Garcia to get back. Now they called a block. Fortunate for Sean East. East has had a terrific season in this Missouri uniform.
6'3" senior out of Louisville, averaging 8.5 points a game and 82% free throw shooter.
New Albany High School across the river, Louisville. He won 100 games, 100 wins and 10 losses in his 4 years as a high school player.
That's a pretty good winning percentage.
Pretty good, yeah.
But one thing we know about Missouri, I'll use the word spurtability. They have it.
It's a good one, yeah.
So you got over 10 minutes left in this game. At any moment, they can go on a 13-2 type of run.
And if you're the opponent, you can't allow what they just did there. You can't make passes cross court that be stolen. You've got to take care of the basketball and at least get shot attempts every time down.
Taylor breaks the timeline, hounded by Hodge. Here's that trap. Taylor in trouble. That's going to be a jump ball. And the arrow goes to Missouri.
Hodge leads the SEC in steals. He's got great hands, and Brown is solid. They make the trap. Hodge with his quick hands gets in there. Easy call for the official. Missouri basketball, and here comes Mizzou Arena.
Yeah, the crowd has been silenced for much of this day, but just waiting to explode here. Bucket could cut it back to single digits. Kobe Brown going to work. backing in, draws a double. Brown in trouble. Just tosses it back up top. East on another runner. Knocked out of bounds. Mizzou basketball with 18 to shoot.
The defense for A&M is outstanding. I mean, Missouri does not have easy looks. Now, East likes the runner, but it still was not an easy look.
Well, what A&M has now compared to a couple of Buzz's teams that would have to make every game into a rock fight in order to win, they can combine the great defense with some offensive skill.
Yeah. Look for a lob right here. Diarra's got a small one on him.
Diarra, he's got 6 hands in his face.
How quickly the Aggie defense helped
and
recover.
Yeah, like bees to honey. Golston trying to shake and bake Dennis. Kick out. Hodge on a 3. Got it! Eight-point game. 8-0 run by Mizzou. And a timeout for Texas A&M. .904 to play. Things getting interesting here in Como.
I am Eddie Leal. You have an important choice to make. Like all of us, I am tired of the dismissive attitude towards the residents of District 2. I'm here to end the cronyism and ready to put District 2 residents first. I'm running to be your voice at City Hall. I'll fight for safer streets, better services, and more park space. I'm Eddie Leal. Let's keep our district as beautiful as it's always been. It's the gem that makes Miami so special.
Eddie Leal. Leadership we can trust.
The past 25 years have been amazing.
27 years ago, we took over Terry Ford with the hope of building a future for our family.
The dealership is more than just about cars or buildings. It's about family. From our family to yours, we'd like to invite you to join the Sawgrass Ford family. Thanks again, South Florida. The next 25 will be even better. And of course, we'll never charge a dealer fee.
Mizzou on a run. It's the patience of Golston not to force something and find his open teammate Hodge. Golston is a one-on-one player. At times you think, well, he's going to take it himself. Didn't have the shot, you kick it. Hodge again, catch and release guy. And when he gets on a roll, this place goes crazy. All net on that one. Great timeout though by Buzz Williams. Took the crowd out of it just enough.
Now, great teams are able to win games when not everything is going your way. Missouri has not shot the ball particularly well. At times they've been a little bit careless with the basketball, and the Aggies have pretty much bullied them on the offensive glass, but here we are, an 8-point game with under 9 to go.
And Wade Taylor nearly lost that ball. Fortunately, went right to his teammate Solomon.
Shot clock at 5 for Radford. Now 3. And a reach-in foul with 2 on the shot clock. And that's going to be the 4th foul on East.
Well, Dennis Gates was almost in a defensive stance. Looking, he had his team all set, and then the whistle.
Former 3-time captain at Cal, a member of the 2002 NCAA tournament team, and longtime assistant coach at Florida State. There you see from 98 to 2002, he's a great player in college, but he always knew coaching would be in his future. He learned a lot under Leonard Hamilton, 2-time Horizon League Coach of the Year at Cleveland State.
He's got great patience. Got a fire inside him, though. And his team has now answered. They need to stop.
Radford, silencer from downtown.
Another assist from Wade Taylor, the 4th.
5 assists for Taylor. Huge bucket for A&M. Brown around the screen.
Good matchup with Washington.
Step back three. Kobe Brown. That's an NBA move right there.
It's so impressive. No matter the defender, what size he has on him, Brown can take guys off the dribble or what he showed you there, Mike, the step back.
22 points from the senior to lead all scorers. It's back to an 8-point game.
3 ball handlers for A&M. Radford, Taylor the fourth. And Dexter Dennis.
Dennis left alone. Pops out. And a rebound corralled. And then a reckless pass by Golston trying to hit the 6'10" Diarra. Not sure what Diarra's going to do with it if he gets it. And then a hoop and a harm. A chance for 3 the hard way for Coleman.
How big is that decision by Golston to try to kick it ahead to your 6'10" player? A steal by Wade Taylor. The drive by Wade Taylor. You need an answer, another assist from Taylor. The conversion. Aggies still up 10.
I am Eddie Leal. You have an important choice to make. Like all of us, I am tired of the dismissive attitude towards the residents of District 2. I'm here to end the cronyism and ready to put District 2 residents first. I'm running to be your voice at City Hall. I'll fight for safer streets, better services, and more park space. I'm Eddie Leal. Let's keep our district as beautiful as it's always been. It's the gem that makes Miami so special.
Eddie Leal. Leadership we can trust.
The past 25 years have been amazing.
27 years ago, we took over Terry Ford with the hope of building a future for our family.
The dealership is more than just about cars or buildings. It's about family. From our family to yours, we'd like to invite you to join the Sawgrass Ford family. Thanks again, South Florida. The next 25 will be even better. And of course, we'll never charge a dealer fee.
In the building here today in Como, and the Missouri crowd, when this was cut to an 8-point game, was going nuts. And then A&M, as they have for much of this season, responding. Wade Taylor's been terrific. Kobe Brown has by far and away been the leader for Mizzou. We've come to expect that. But you see the rebounding edge. A&M doubling up Missouri on the glass, including a ton of offensive rebounds for the Aggies. And then a careless turnover on that last possession, leading to an and one for Texas A&M. A chance at the free throw line for Coleman. Every time Missouri starts storming back, the Aggies have an answer.
And one of the biggest answers is Wade Taylor the fourth. I mean, he has had unbelievable assists in the second half. I think back to their win in College Station this week against Arkansas. He had 2 points at half. He had 16 points in that second half and took over the game to make big plays down the stretch.
72% free throw shooter is Coleman, and he hits the back iron. A 10-point game, 7 and change to play here in a building which Missouri has only lost twice all year. Tigers 14-2 at the friendly confines.
You think it has to touch Kobe Brown's hands? He has 5 of 6 beyond the three-point line this afternoon.
Yep, and they go backdoor cut. Beautiful job, Sean East on the business end of that exchange.
Great set play. Dennis Gates out of the timeout.
And then trouble inbounding it for Taylor. A timeout called by the Aggies.
Mo Diarra has given this team some huge minutes. The fake screen, the back cut. What a pass, the bounce pass from the 6'10" Mo Diarra.
Pretty, yeah. Pretty good look that time by the 6'10" Diarra, and love the call out of the timeout. You got an aggressive, overplaying defensive team. What do?
Yeah.
Backdoor.
And the best thing is you had Kobe Brown in that corner that East was going to go set a screen for. Oh, of course you would, right? Let's get the ball to Brown. That's what the defense thinks. You slip it, you go back door. But more impressive is that pass Diarra made.
Let's talk so much about the Aggies and what they can still do from an NCAA tournament resume standpoint. Let's talk about Mizzou. And Mizzou got off to a red-hot start out of conference, got into league play, picked up some big wins early on, and still playing good basketball. 7-6 right now, tied for 6th place in the Southeastern Conference. Right now, our own Joe Lenardi has them projected as a number 8 seed.
And another big win this past week, again, or last weekend against Tennessee.
Right.
I mean, that is a huge win to go on the road and beat Tennessee.
Yeah.
They beat Kentucky in this building. They beat Illinois in a neutral site.
The way they
Arkansas.
beat Tennessee, that and they've done that a couple of times this year. Those are the kind of games where you just think, like, okay, this might be a team of destiny.
And they had the big win. You and I were here against Iowa State.
Yeah,
impressive from start to finish.
Yeah, that was a complete smackdown of a very good Iowa State team in the SEC Big 12 Challenge. Radford finds Dennis. Dennis with a little leaner, missed it, tapped around. Garcia, another offensive board for the Aggies.
Dennis's last 2 shots have both been in and out.
Dennis probes the baseline, and that time turns it over. 17th turnover for the Aggies.
Dennis normally goes in with a little more purpose. That time,
yeah,
I thought he was a little soft.
Right.
Gets it knocked out of his hands.
Yeah, I'm with you. I thought he was going to attack the rim.
Yeah.
An 8-point game. As many things have gone wrong for Mizzou, here they are, a chance to cut it to 6, maybe even 5.
And here's the guy that has been very valuable, Mo Diarra, up top. When he's in the game, a lot of times they'll put him up top and have cuts off him.
Great matchup here. Brown on Dennis. Kick out pass. Golston passed up the 3. Threw it to Brown in the corner. Too much passing, and Golston knows it.
Boy, isn't that something? He doesn't pass up many.
No.
Seen him all season long. And he passed it to Kobe Brown, who wasn't even thinking that Golston would pass that ball.
Kobe's out there in the coffin corner saying, what do you want me to do with this? Go ahead and take that shot, DeAndre. DeAndre is a good 3-point shooter, 36% on the year. He shot 43% last year while a member of the Milwaukee squad. The lead remains 8 for the Aggies. Radford holds with 10.
Tell you what, shot clock gets so low that you're just forced to go one-on-one. Radford's one of the best, though, in this league.
Wow. Tyrese Radford hanging and falling backwards at 6'2", somehow gets it to go. Brown on a 3. Too strong. I don't know how Tyrese Radford hit that shot.
You know what? It's amazing because he gets bumped. They don't even blow the whistle, and he hesitates and hangs so long. Loves to go left. We know that. Left-handed. Draws a contact. He's hoping for a whistle. The defender, though, stays away. No whistle. Still makes a shot.
And that is on the 6'10", Mohamed Diarra. I try to think of like comps, Sonny, for Tyrese Radford's game because he's so unorthodox. He's 6'2", and yet he shoots nearly 50%. He out-rebounds some of the best big players in the league. I mean, he's a unicorn in so many different ways.
So unique. How he plays, how he handles pressure. Another guy, we've talked about Kobe Brown and his progression. How about this kid's progression, right? Every year a better player. This season even better because he shoots the ball better, right? All we talked about Boots Radford before was a tough defender,
right,
and he got a lot of rebounds.
Right.
Now he's unbelievable off the bounce.
And a really catchy nickname, which was given to him by his head coach and Buzz Williams because the moment he saw him, he said, "You are as tough as shoe leather."
But think of this. Now they hand him the ball to beat guys off the bounce, and he can make threes.
Yeah.
Total player.
And gets to the free throw line more than anybody in the league.
Lets them set their defense again, token pressure, but look at the clock goes down. Missouri's got to get in a set offense.
Missouri looks a little bit out of sorts. Golston to Brown. Brown lobs it. Collision, and there's the whistle. It came late.
Wow.
But there is the whistle.
I don't like the whistle, and here's why. Ball's up in the air.
Yeah.
You're rewarded. So why doesn't Kobe Brown shoot that? He's got a little 8-9.
Well, I'm with you there. I'm surprised he
did.
So
right here, Brown's got a shot.
Yeah.
Tries to lob it. I get it. But Diarra's so underneath.
Yeah.
Ball's in the air. Marble comes across. Contact, but both guys had the ball up top. Mo Diarra's had some great minutes.
Yeah, he has. At times he has really kept Missouri in this game. Still relatively new to the game of basketball. A 56% free throw shooter. Shirt tail kind of tucked in and now ready to go. 1-1. That one came off a little bit funky. Aggies will bleed clock.
Yeah, good patience. Dennis looked like he initially might take it and attack. Run some clock, run the offense. They've had success off the bounce.
Dennis lost it. Picked up or not picked up. It's tapped out of bounds. And survey says Missouri.
Yeah, his left hand hit that out of bounds.
Good job by our officiating crew. Tony Green, Owen Short, Rob Rourke.
It's a tough league to officiate.
Brutal, because I don't think there's a more physical league this year than the SEC. Under 4 to play, 12-point game. Honor, been quiet today. Whips one into the corner. Hodge to the other side. Honor has one rim off. Diarra there for the rebound. Got poked in the, perhaps the eye. And he's going to go down for the count here.
You know, there was no whistle when he rebounded the ball. And A&M wants a travel. Buzz Williams looking for the call.
I am Eddie Leal. You have an important choice to make. Like all of us, I am tired of the dismissive attitude towards the residents of District 2. I'm here to end the cronyism and ready to put District 2 residents first. I'm running to be your voice at City Hall. I'll fight for safer streets, better services, and more park space. I'm Eddie Leal. Let's keep our district as beautiful as it's always been. It's the gem that makes Miami so special.
Eddie Leal. Leadership we can trust.
The past 25 years have been amazing.
27 years ago, we took over Terry Ford with the hope of building a future for our family.
The dealership is more than just about cars or buildings. It's about family. From our family to yours, we'd like to invite you to join the Sawgrass Ford family. Thanks again, South Florida. The next 25 will be even better. And of course, we'll never charge a dealer fee.
Here from the veteran official Tony Green, 65-53 our score. Sonny, you got the full explanation there. What do you have?
Diarra got hit in the face. No common foul. You didn't see it, but it's possession, white ball, because he had the rebound.
Right.
So really, for safety reasons,
they stopped play.
Yeah. They didn't see it when it happened.
Right.
So they stopped play. Missouri basketball.
Yep.
But no foul.
Makes sense to me. I mean, you know, it's one of those, if you go back in time, if you saw it when it happened, you could call for a foul, but that's not one you can change. It's not a flagrant foul.
Exactly.
So, in a way, you could say justice is served. He clearly got hit in the face, and Missouri will have the basketball with no foul called. 3:46 to go in a 12-point game.
So it's interesting from an A&M huddle. I've got to think they're telling their guys reassure rebounding, because Diarra has been a little bit of a pest to them.
Yeah.
Because we know the Aggies are a great rebounding team. But now all of a sudden they're giving up a few more offensive rebounds to this Missouri squad.
Taste of A&M's own medicine here by Diarra. 19 on the shot clock. Brown will take it on the inbounds. Up top to Golston.
Dennis is so good defensively.
And a reach-in foul. That's the 18th foul on the Aggies. So a 1-1 upcoming for Mizzou. That's a gift right now for the Tigers.
And it's a reach by Taylor. And he just kind of swiped at the ball, but you don't need to.
Yeah, risk versus reward at this point. You're up 12.
And you're swiping at a ball that your best defender, Dexter Dennis, has got.
Right.
So don't worry about that.
Good point. Golston on the 1-1. That's the second front end miss on a 1-1 from Missouri.
Big misses. Again, the value of Radford, Wade Taylor IV, and Dexter Dennis. All good ball handlers. Do not turn it over very often. And all good off the dribble.
Radford slice and dice and a block foul.
What makes it
foul on Golston.
Hey, Mike, what makes it hard to get in front of Boots is that his ability never goes in a straight line. He's always cutting. See, so he'd already planted off his left foot to dive a little more to the right, so then Golston's got to move those shoulders and glide with him. He rarely goes in a straight line. He's always cutting angles. And when you do that, it's hard to take charges.
Radford back to his second home, which is the free throw line. He goes there more than anybody else, but it's his first trip in this ball game tonight. And he gets the first one to go. The next, Southern Hoops, a history of SEC basketball. I've really enjoyed this. We'll take a look at 1980 through 1989. Georgia's Dominique Wilkins, Auburn's Charles Barkley, the success of Dale Brown, Pat Summitt. Part 4 of the 7-part series, Monday at 9 Eastern on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. I've had a chance to work with Dominique on some NBA games. I know you played against all these guys from the 80s.
I saw a few of his dunks.
Yeah, you were probably looking up at Dominique like the rest of the NBA at that time.
I told this story the other day. I was going to be a senior in high school. I went to Milledgeville, Georgia for a BC All-Star camp. And I'm same age, Dominique. And I remember playing the games in the All-Star game, but watching him particularly.
Yeah.
When I came home to Little Blue Springs, Missouri, and they said, "Who's good?" I go, "There's a kid named Dominique that I think he's already a pro."
A power dunker, if there ever was one, in Dominique Wilkins. Won 2 slam dunk championships. Should have won a 3rd in Chicago, but that's a whole other story.
Well, Wade Taylor just took one in the jaw.
Oh, goodness.
Man, oh, man.
How does that one get looked at? I mean, that's elbow above the neck.
Smokes, yeah.
That's got to get looked at. That's an automatic.
Yeah, let's hope he's okay. I mean, he's right in front of us, and he's struggling.
We are getting another explanation this time from Owen Short. Sonny getting the 4-1-1 on exactly what they're looking at here, but you just saw the replay. I think we know what they're looking at. I guess what we're wondering, Sonny, is what's the verdict going to be?
Well, it's a common foul on Wade Taylor's board. Now what they're looking at, if there's contact, which there was,
right.
they're looking to look. Hit in the face, it'll probably be a 2-shot and the ball out of bounds.
Yeah.
They'll call the common foul there, but there's also they're going to go back.
Yeah. I mean, it certainly is the kind of thing they look for in a flagrant foul. And they have decided just a common foul.
Just a common foul.
Just a common foul. So, all right. Anyway, Wade Taylor saying, there was nothing common about that shot I just took. Come on now.
I mean, this is a shot.
Well, what they could say is, and I think what they would say in that situation is that that's in the act of shooting. It's not like you're getting a rebound and swinging your elbows to create space.
So Wade Taylor's going to go out. And again, we'll keep an eye on him from our angle and see how he's doing. Here's the luxury of what A&M has built. Andre Gordon is coming in. He has started many, many ball games for this A&M.
Doesn't make mistakes.
No, he doesn't. Solid.
He doesn't have to score a single point to help your team win games. That's been his career.
Well, how about Missouri at the free throw line?
Yeah, that's been a problem. 8 of 13 now.
Yeah.
Including 2 critical misses of 1-and-1s.
And think of the road team. Comes in here, we know they shoot a lot of free throws. A&M is 18 of 15 for the season. You go on the road, they always say don't have many turnovers. They've had too many. But rebound, make free throws, make some shots when you have to. They've done those things.
Yeah, I think the story of this game, if this score holds, it's not what Missouri did wrong. It's what A&M continues to do right. And I can't say enough about the way that man has transformed this roster over the last couple of years. And so he now has the kind of teams that he had at Marquette, that he had at Virginia Tech, that, again, not only doing damage in the regular season, but could certainly do damage come March. Shot clock under 10. Gordon to Dennis. Dennis with 3. Gonna have to heave it. Nice job by Kobe Brown to corral the rebound.
Solid defense and allows Missouri to run.
Golston will go back to the free throw line as he draws the contact.
And again, I always think you have to be careful. I know you're running clock, but you have to be careful at letting the clock run down and you don't even get a good look.
Yeah.
His first 15.
And where Missouri now, the luxury they've had is they're getting to the free throw line. Now they've missed free throws, but they're getting there and the clock is stopped. And you take a look at this score and you say, okay, what are the odds of Missouri getting to, picking up 70 points? Can they get to 70?
Right.
Well, then A&M's only got to make 3 more points. I mean, you start taking numbers and go, okay, where can they get? If you think it's 75, well, then A&M's got to have a few buckets.
It's a Sunday afternoon of college basketball, a doubleheader on ESPN at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. Number 23, NC State hosting North Carolina. And then it's number 2, Houston hosting Penny Hardaway's Memphis Tigers. Those games will have some impact for sure. As it's hard to believe the Tar Heels, after making the national championship game a year ago, on the proverbial bubble right now, preseason number 1.
Let's be honest, they do have the luxury. They're called North Carolina. I'm just saying it.
Never hurts.
I'm not saying it in a bad sense.
Never hurts.
There's a luxury to it.
Brad Brownell's done a good job at Clemson, but they find themselves on the bubble. Now Mississippi State on the last 4 in. They picked up an overtime victory today against Ole Miss. 2 minutes now remaining in this game.
And
Taylor.
Mississippi State will be here Tuesday against Mizzou.
That'll be a classic matchup indeed. Honor into the corner. 3 ball. Missouri, a bad time to go cold. Here's Taylor and does a wise decision, then gets fouled by Honor. And that'll be the 10th team foul on Missouri. You mentioned that number, 70 points for Missouri. When they hit 70, Sonny, 18-0.
Yeah.
And we talked at the very top of the show today, tempo, contrasting styles, which one would prevail? A&M has certainly prevailed in that regard.
They have. One of the key things is Missouri has shot the ball so poorly.
Yeah.
Continuing from the game against Auburn, they're not shooting well there. It's rare that they've had 2 games in a row where they've not made shots, even their best shooter.
Right.
Now, the one guy that's carried them tonight is Kobe Brown. If he would not have made shots, it'd have been a bad night.
Right. If you play in a quality caliber league like the SEC, you're going to lose road games. You just are. I mean, there's nobody going undefeated in any of these leagues this year. The thing that stings a little bit more about this one for Missouri is it's at home where you played so well this year, and A&M was just better in this game tonight.
So far they have been, and you again, what A&M does so well, and in the last minute 44, can they still control all the pace, right? This soft token pressure doesn't allow Missouri to push it up and get easy shots and quick shots. A&M's got to keep Missouri off the free throw line. They don't want him to get open looks. This Hodge is a good one.
Offensive rebound and a stick back for Carter. More full court pressure by Mizzou. Clock is the ally of the Aggies.
Would you ever thought Tyrese Radford would really be the point guard running this show? Right? I mean, no. That's the cool part of college hoops.
Yeah,
we get to see guys year in, year out get better.
Now, I think as more and more people get to know Tyrese Radford and see him play, and something tells me he's going to be on a grand stage come March, you'll get to appreciate one of the more unique players in college basketball this year. Brown thought he had somebody to tap it to in the corner, but nobody was there.
A&M has come into a building that has been difficult to win in. On a little bit of a roll, and they came in this game, Mike, after a huge win in College Station against Arkansas that I thought was pivotal, really, for Arkansas and A&M. They win that game in that second half. They come from behind. They win that game, and now you travel up here and you think, well, all odds are against A&M walking into this building and the way Missouri's played here, but they've led from the start.
Well, they had a 5-game winning streak to start conference play, and the Aggies are going to have their second 5-game winning streak after this one. They knocked off Georgia, Auburn, LSU, Arkansas, and now on the road. You see what the rest of the schedule entails. Tennessee will be a dogfight at Starkville, at Ole Miss, and then the finale against number 1 Alabama.
They are one game out of first place.
Yeah.
And everybody forgets all that. They talk about 9 seed, 8 seed. They're a one game out of being tied for an SEC championship.
Haven't been to the tournament in 5 years, but they certainly are looking like a tournament team right now. The Aggies come to Como and pull it off. 69-60 your final score. Coming up next year on ESPN2, it's Pac-12 basketball with Arizona hosting Colorado. Wait, hold the phone. They're going to put 1 second back on the clock. Everybody's in the handshake line, but we've got 1 second left. I had a dynamite send-off. I was all ready to send it to Dave Pash and Corey Williams in Tucson. I mean, that was going to be Emmy Award winning. It's going to have to be put on hold. Wade Taylor, 21 points, 10 of 10 from the free throw line to lead the Aggies in this game, which I promise you will come to an end at some point. Aggies are going to improve to 20-7 overall, 12-2 in the SEC. And with the inbounds and the heave, that is all she wrote. 69-60 your final score. That'll do it for us. For John Sunvold and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Mike Morgan saying thank you so much for watching. Let's get you to Tucson now. Dave Pash, Corey Williams standing by. Gentlemen, the show is yours.